For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a brand new awning from Vango. So here today I've got the Vango Sunlight Air 380 ProShield awning. So I suppose I say the word awning, it is kind of an awning, but what it actually really is almost like a sun canopy, but with sides and a front wall included. So it's designed that you've got essentially one inflatable chamber, which is the main part of it, 380 width, hence the 380 name, and a 250 depth. But you've got the versatility that you can kind of create it to be just a sun canopy, or maybe one side, two sides, or just the front wall. So you can make it really flexible. And like I said, you've got different options in terms of how it looks. So for example, as it looks with just the sun canopy on its own, something like this. With both the sides in place, it looks something like this. And of course, as I have it here, with all the panels zipped in nice and neatly. Thank you, Arch. So it uses actually Vango's ProShield material, so it's a 300D fabric, really nice and waterproof. A nice sort of texture to it as well. Kind of a non-offensive grey, if that's probably the way of saying about it. Kind of very, very not bland, but just everything tends to be grey these days. I think it tends to match the caravans quite nicely. It's like a two-tone day grey. We've also got a PVC base to it as well, so it's a nice hard wearing base. Storm straps coming supplied with it, the standard, so you get nice tension on the front. The thing that actually kind of makes this different to other sun canopy versions and that sort of stuff on the market generally is actually it fits motorhomes as well as caravans. So it's not just a caravan you can use it on. So you've got a 6mm and also, or 4mm beading on it, so you can feed that straight into a wind out. That way if you had a motorhome or like a caravan, that's really where I see probably this shining in its own right, is you could put it on that, and because it's a slightly wider width, you can actually fully open that sliding door within the canopy section. There is an additional bracer tube that's in the roof section to help give it stability. Now actually that point can it velcros off, I believe, so it means that you can open the sliding door without it catching. So again, that's quite a crucial point in general. Now, as I say, it comes almost as a bundle. There is a smaller version of this, so they do make one more for camper vans, small little VW kind of size ones, but this is one that says more like a Ducato or panel van, motorhome, caravan related. So it's got a single inflation point, one point here, pumps at the whole awning. You get a manual stirrup pump supply with it as standard as well, so that's really quite nice. And then you've got webbing straps located all the way around. The panels actually fully zip on and zip off. And again, one point of difference is that with the side panels, you don't have to remove it. What you can do is actually, it will roll back to here, and then it basically has got toggle points, so you can actually, kind of like a big door, roll it back and toggle it like nice and neatly. Has got a bit of a height adjustment system as well, just because it's designed to fit taller vehicles. So you do kind of tension it as it needs to. So you will get a natural little bit of a fold of fabric on the lower vehicles, like I have with a caravan, about 235. But it will fit up to about 260 in terms of its overall height bracket. So it's a good sort of fit in general. The thing also I think this makes this a little bit different is actually you've got windows on all the panels, and more importantly blinds. So even though it's technically kind of more like a sun canopy, this is more of an awning based product, so you can zip it up and get your privacy when you want to. So you can use it as a complete enclosure, hide everything when you need to, but you can use it as a sun canopy, or like I said, as sides as previously mentioned. One of the things also that's different about this is because Vango coming from more of a driveway point of view, in terms of their like motorhome awnings, this is not a driveway awning, but there are buckles on top. So what you can do, if you haven't got a rail and you're looking to put this on, like I say, a camper van, you can literally throw straps over the top of the vehicle, peg it down, and it'll pull, and basically it pulls up too. You're not going to get as tight a seal as you would want to. You're better off going direct into a rail or a wind out, if I'm being honest, but it's a nice little option. There also looks to me like a little sleeve in there as well. I believe that's if you had kind of a pawl and clamp kit, which I think this is a pre-production model I'm using here, so it might not be exactly as it seems when it finally comes to market. The 380 width works really nicely. I think again it just gives a good amount of space, and like I said, especially with those sliding doors, that works really well. The front panels can open up from right to left or left to right. What I've done for just a point of view here, I've just shown you with the windows shut. They were all completely shut. or we've got a nice big crystal clear window, and because they're zips, they can kind of go halfway or fully up to the top. And again, like I said, this door will open either side if anyone wants to. There's almost like a little bit of a brow canopy over here as well, so if you did have that door partially open, you've got a little bit of coverage directly on top. But all your things like your storm straps come included as standard with the awning itself. What I will do, in fact, we'll venture inside. We've got kind of nice oversized runners as well as sort of zips, and also like the actual puller is then quite nice and detailed. And when we want to sort of open it up, we can just fold this over, and then that'll roll back. Always handy to see if you've got a second pair of hands, but for the time being. And then we can just buckle that open. It's got like just a kind of carabiner style clip, not carabiner clip, just like a normal buckle clip. So we can close that. So, and then we've got kind of our front door. I might just peg that back against itself a bit more. So then we've got kind of a main entranceway into our kind of awning, and you know, it's a decent sort of size. You can see that roof beam. In fact, actually kind of just bring the camera inside, just to give you a bit more of a better feeling for it. So we can have a little wander around. So I said, nice kind of big open side. Well, the storm straps have all blended in quite nicely. And even on this side here, we can kind of see we've put the sort of internal curtain up halfway. In terms of sealing against the caravan, it's going to be a little bit, it's just obviously a more close sun canopy, so there's no pole or anything that goes against it, so you've got a good chance to get a little bit of a draft coming directly through that point if need be, but it's going to take the worst of it off for sure. As we kind of come in, we can see that additional roof beam. So that comes in standard included with it, and it just gives a bit more extra bracing. One thing you have got on here is actually Attwoolls Vango's hook track system. So it's their Sky Track. Basically allows you to have like a hanging point for a lantern, or you could put like a storage organizer on it. For me, I quite like the idea of having little flexible lights that kind of just go around and just give you a little bit of lighting sort of internally. There's a good sort of clearance and height, so you can see where the caravan door is. You can more than happily open that without having to worry about it coming through. And that's that kind of additional webbing strap that we talked about. So that's basically the tensioner, which allow you to, obviously if you're on the higher end of the, or lower end spectrum, you can just tape it up a little bit. And then we've got the nice big oversized zips. We've just put the curtain down halfway, so you can see how you've got zip pullers on either side. It means you can obviously create a height you want to, but there are toggle points down the bottom. So when you want it fully open, you do get a bit of obviously light and go down the four-way as well. And again, the front panels are exactly the same kind of premise, so you've got zips running around. So it's a thorough fixture the whole way around, but quite nice and easy. Then the roof beam just velcros in separately, so you just velcro it in when you're kind of done with it. But in terms, like I said, the beading, you have got two different types, size of beadings directly on top. So you either got, oops, don't run into the thing. So you've got you've got a tab there, which obviously helps you pull it through the material. You've got the clip, which you've got to use to throw over straps over the top. And there is a smaller beading on the underside, so that'll feed directly into kind of a wind out on the hole. But yeah, I think it sits really nicely. One thing you do find with Vango is actually the warranty is longer than most other brands as well. So what you've got is a 2-year warranty as standard, but you can get like a 3rd year completely kind of free of charge by registering your product once you purchase it through us. So you get a 3-year warranty and everything, which again works really nicely. But I think we're seeing more and more brands come out with these kind of awnings. So I think it's partly down to having smaller pack sizes, smaller pack weights, but more versatility. The ability you can have it as a sun canopy, an enclosure. And I think because all the components can be removed, especially with air, it's probably one of its more criticisms is that feeding it through the rail is a bit of a lump. So getting around that is by having all the components separately. So I think that works well. It's not going to give you as good a seal as you want against the caravan, but for a sun canopy and sides, I think it ticks a box. And like I said, having that unique point of actually fitting motorhomes as well as caravans, and having blinds that zip up internally, I think it's got that much. It's that much a little bit different in the market to what we've seen elsewhere, that it still kind of holds its own. It's probably maybe not as renowned as the likes of Tauter or Dometic, but it kind of does a similar sort of job, but with a little bit of a twist. So I can kind of see where it works. It's something, like I said, for me, I think the caravans, that's an absolute winner. I think that's where I see probably most people going for this, or if you want certainly probably value for money as well, when you're looking for like a normal kind of caravan, it still does tick the box, you know, being a bit more of a rugged fabric, packs down in one size. Yeah, and you haven't got to buy the size extra. And I think that's one thing you have to kind of equate to when you compare it versus something like a Sunshine or something like the Sky, that what you're paying to start with includes everything you kind of need. Whereas with those products, you buy the roof, the sides, and the fronts separately. Which again, it's going to be pros and cons to both of that, whether you want that or not. But at least it's nice to have, and then you can utilise it kind of how you want to, really. But no, on the whole, I quite like it. Certainly something we'll have up, we'll try and have up in some sort of capacity at our showroom. So if you've got any more questions or queries, feel free to check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website. We've got more things like talk about pack sizes, floor dimensions, the individual features listed on the product as well as the pitching video we've done. Took myself no more than about sort of, I think it's about 16 minutes to do everything. But again, that's zipping inside, probably a bit quicker than that really, and then packing it away as well. So we've done all that content for you so you can check out how it goes about really. But yeah, hopefully it's been helpful. If you have any more questions or queries, feel free to let us know, and by all means comment in the box below what you think. It's always good to have feedback from you. So that's our video review on the brand new Vango Sunlight Air 380 ProShield Awning.